Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are tonight. It's myself, Alan Patterson, in the booth with Dylan himself. You are watching SARCO. It is season 4, and we're coming to you live tonight from Monza. Dylan, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Alan. Welcome, everybody. Yes, a great break just from the mad rush of work over the last couple of weeks. It is city season for me, so it's nice to be able to just do something a little bit different.
All good.
But looking forward to the racing. Monza is always a really, really interesting race.
Indeed. We're back to the sprints this evening. For those that are watching, it's Dylan throwing his technique at the racing tonight. So we're going to have two 25-minute sprints, one day and one night, and the usual one-lap qualifier. So I'm excited. It's Monza. There's going to be a lot of action here this evening. And
I'm pretty sure that Mohat is not going to be trying to do a last to first this evening, knowing the sprint races don't allow those type of shenanigans.
Yeah, no, we'll see what's happening. We're going to go live. There is just on 3 minutes left of free practice, so you haven't missed anything. Currently watching Mr. Musa, who is lapping at a 48.9 at the moment, but that's not important. This is still practice. I think we're going to have some excellent racing here.
And the cars that are willing to run the very, very low downforce, get as much straight line speed as possible, those are the ones that we're going to need to look out for. We know Mohat is going to be charging in that BMW. In terms of the straight line speed, don't forget we do have 3 Fords that are here. Whether we see them up on the order, we'll have to wait and see. But otherwise, it's pretty much a Ferrari mid-pack. We know that AMG of Mafira, surname Nkulu, we know that thing is also pretty speedy in a straight line. Let's see if he is able to get himself a mid-pack there as well.
Yeah, you make a good point there. Although there's only 3 of them, the Mustangs are going to have huge legs down these 2 straights. I think most of the drivers will probably settle for the lowest setup that they can actually handle through these curves. The chicanes here are very unforgiving. Parabolica, as we watch Musa go around it at the moment, very, very understeery if there's not much downforce, but they got to do something to keep up with the Mustangs. So we'll see what happens. Just want to give a shout out to the YouTubers. Everyone's here already this evening. LC Jabe, good evening, sir. Brandon Dos Santos. He obviously chatting prior to getting in the car. Toki76 is there, so great to have you guys with us. Also, let us know if there's any issues with the volume or if everything sounds clear. I think I had the game a little bit too loud last week, but I've made adjustments, so you should be able to hear us loud and clear.
I do just want to mention quickly, I know that LC Yobe, that's actually Lucas, so he's one of the Griffin drivers. We do wish him a speedy recovery. He just had to go and get a procedure done. So he will be out of the racing for the next couple of weeks, and hopefully to have him rejoin us in the new year. So Lucas, wishing you everything of the best and a speedy recovery.
Yeah, good luck, and hope you get well soon, Lucas. Happy to say our stream is functioning maxed out, so this is one of, if the only live streams you'll be able to watch at 1440 pixels at 60 HD. So help yourself up your quality if you can, and you should see this game as great as it looks.
And I'm just noticing how soft the suspension is on that BMW.
Yeah.
So I'm already thinking in my head, Mohat has got very, very minimal downforce on that car. It is nice and soft. He's trying to get as much mechanical grip as possible.
Yep.
And that thing is just eating up those curbs.
Yep. I'd say he's removed pretty much all the dampers. He's running everything, as you say, very soft to ride those curbs, and car's looking quick.
Or half a second ahead of Isham Domingo, and Sean Loureiro just a little bit more than half a second. But we'll see what happens in the qualifying. We know that one lap qualifying has caught Mohat Musa out on numerous occasions. Now it's the time for him to shine and keep himself at the top, understanding that Mohat has gone into this round as the season leader after an unfortunate contact with Ruan, 1 lap away from winning that race with Mohat, chasing him down. And that definitely has changed the tables here for round number 3.
Yeah, indeed. He's been flexing for the last 2 rounds with his drives from back to front. Like you said earlier, I doubt he'll be doing that here tonight. I think the Project Vapor guys are going to be putting proper times in for their quali runs. And again, it's about the track limits. You know, if you're going to run out too wide, you're going to blow that lap. So you've got to find a happy medium where you can run a very quick lap time, but also keep the car in between the lines.
Like, that would not have counted. Sorry, Mohat.
Yeah.
That would have been a purple lap, not a purple lap. That would have been a red lap.
Definitely. Just for this evening, for our viewers, we understand the first and second chicanes. We're just going to call them chicane first and second chicanes. Then you've got the dual right-handers, Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Then into Ascari, the third chicane, which is the most difficult chicane to deal with. And then final corner, Parabolica. So there we go. Right, we're about to start, and we're going to hit this off and see who's the first to go out. Everyone's kind of chilling with 10 there we go. So the Merc is rolling. And we are live. So let's see. It's Ulrich de Jager. He's the first man out as he heads down to the first chicane. I lied to you. It looks like not Fred Conradi, it's Jason Farmer.
Jason Farmer, nice and early, getting that lap time on the board, I suppose, wanting to just take that pressure off himself, put up the time and let the others come and chase him.
Definitely. It's exactly the story. He's going to go out first. He's not going to play any mind games. He doesn't want to be distracted. He wants full focus. He's going to be our first man over the line, but currently on his outlap. Just behind him, I know Ulrich de Jager is out, Fred Conradi is out, Etienne Mouton has gone out, and a couple of others, Brandon DeSantis, and Kulu in his Mercedes. So let's see how the guys go. But here we go, 1 lap at it, and good luck to the drivers.
And I know why some of the guys haven't gone out, because we've got Rowan Heineke saying good luck everyone, Lucas saying go Griffin boys. We've got the meme ruler, good luck guys, as well as Rob van der Heever saying hi guys.
Hey Rob.
Rob, I hope you appreciated your plug, because in driver's briefing, just to ask everybody, please just leave Rob alone. He has not had a good start to the season at all on those first laps. So hopefully driver's briefing lands and it all goes well.
I'm sure it'll go good, but
I am hoping that not Rob's wife joins as well, with Rob on. There's Chris Heineke who's just joined now as well. So awesome to see each of the drivers sitting in the pits come and watching the qualifying as it's happening.
Yeah. Chris, how's it? Good to see you as well. Right, there we go. Jason Farmer over the line. He doesn't have traffic immediately ahead of him. Track map you can see up on line with the corners. So Jason now going through the first chicane. And he is now really hoping to get the quickest lap he can get and not put the car over or 2 wheels outside of the white lines. We're going to stick with him as he does his first lap, just so you can get a good idea of where we are. And that driver nicely getting out the way for him. I think that's one of his teammates, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a little call over the radio to say, coming into the first Lesmo. So cool, I'll back off, just take the racing line. And he shouldn't have been, I would say impacted and impeded at the same.
That's it.
At the same time.
Right, into sector 3 now, and through the Ascari chicane. Your car's got to be set up right to ride these curbs, and that Ferrari looks good. Doesn't take as much of the exit of Ascari, but the car still looked stable. Not as good as the BMW though, Dylan.
Yeah, the BMW kind of just, it looked like it melted over the curbs, where you did see a little bit of a bounce back onto the track again from the Ferrari.
Yep.
But I suppose that it could also just be how that car is set up. But now as he exits through Parabolica, getting the shortest line to the shortest line to the line, crosses the line at a 147.8. Who was that up behind him? Ulrich Diaco. So he is 8/10 off the pace there. Next up is Aiden Russell and his pink muscle.
Sorry, Conradi did a lap and we never saw it. 1.4 seconds off. Watching Aiden Russell in his what, Dylan?
In his pink muscle.
I'm sorry, guys. We're a bunch of kids here.
Which is a name that is stuck in the Discord. I'm just throwing that out there. And it wasn't to anybody else. It was Aiden who came back.
Oh, Russell's thrown his lap away right there. He exited
unless that's his outlap.
No,
if that is outlap,
he's blown. He's out. So from the back of the grid. Right, let's see Mr. Loureiro in the big thundering Mustang. You can see a bunch of drivers already over the line. Nkulu, quite a ways back, but he did a safe time, so at least he's on the grid. Let's put it that way.
We've also seen Serpentine 1.5 seconds off the leader, as well as Brandon Santos super speed Gav 2.2 seconds as he crosses the line, and exactly that. Mkulu, who is 6.1 seconds behind, is going to start ahead of Russell.
We must just watch this Gav not doing another lap, which it looks like he is. He has posted a time, so I don't know if you want to just message or something. Next on track, Ruan Heineke. I think he's just started a lap, so Ruan is now on his out lap, or on his fast lap, I think. Sean Loureiro in the Mustang, 1/10, 0.147 behind Jason Farmer. So the Mustang is on song tonight. Farrell is into the second chicane. So Jan Venter, there he goes. Chris over the line in the Aston Martin. He's starting his lap. So I'm going to go back up to, I think it's Sean O'Gullis, Sheldon O'Gullis. No, he's also behind us. So it looks like it's Ruan Heineke next to do a lap. And we wait for him. 667 is still cycling round. So Dylan, just keep an eye on that man. He's going to post another time. He's currently 8th.
So he will unfortunately get a penalty added to his
and he's going over the line now, and he actually went quicker in that lap, so he doesn't seem to understand the rules here of one lap qualifiers. He's carrying on as well. We'll go back again to Ruan. Here he comes, the awesome liveried SARCO Ferrari. And Ruan Heineke now pushing for the line. Let's see where he comes in. Shortcutting to the start-finish line, and over he goes. No, sorry. Beg your pardon. He has then just started his fast lap now. So from the top, it's Isham Domingo in the BMW of 47.7 with Jason Farmer 500 behind him.
0.5.
We are still waiting for the legend that is Mr. Musa himself, and he is out. Here he is, and he's just started his quick lap now as well. Sheldon also now starting his quick lap. So a couple of people on their laps. I think it's going to be car number 6. Chris Heineke coming now. And Chris Heineke goes 5th, 9/10 off that pace, but gets a lap in and is in the top 5. So well done to Chris.
Yeah, so we see that there was a message that had come through and say, I'm sorry, I forgot. So he has aborted that lap, and I saw that he had only gained 1/10.
Yeah. Right, we're on the next car as I'm just catching up with the YouTubers. Brandon DeSantis going, he forgot to load his setup. What the coconuts? Ruan looking good through Ascari as he heads down to the final turn, Parabolica. What a corner. So he's next to come over the line. I'm sure we're going to see him pop up into the top 5 somewhere. Holds on to the apex through Parabolica. Lets the Ferrari drift out. Foot flat to the boards. Now shortcuts to the start-finish line. And here we go. And indeed, he goes 4th quickest. 3/10 off the pace. So good time for that Ferrari. Next up, it's...
Where is Mohat?
It's not Moat. It's car 17. Why is my camera so slow here? I can't even see car 7. Oh, it's D. Ivan, he's back in the pits. David
Also third.
Farrell.
We actually just missed him crossing the line.
I'm sorry.
0.063.
Last one, or one of the last ones. Farrell, over the line he goes, and he pops up to 4th place.
Oh my gosh, look how close these times are.
That's insane.
Less than 0.4.
And Sheldon finished. He's abandoned his laps. I think he was off track somewhere. So there we go. That's your top 10. Isham Domingo for Project Vapor with Jason Farmer. I don't know how close that is. Second, Muat Musa. Third, David Farrell. 4th, and Sean Loureiro. That's 2/10 separating your top 5 and 1 second separating your top 10.
That's absolutely incredible.
That's mega.
Now it's all going to come down to race pace. Are they going to be able to maintain that those times? Because going too wide into some corners is not going to be allowing you to be putting that pace up. Not only that, is the getting additional assistance from slipstreams.
Yep.
Additional pressure. This is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to this one now.
So just a refresher to everyone out there, it's a 25-minute sprint in the day, 25-minute sprint in the evening. So I guarantee you should see different drivers featuring in the second race, purely because nighttime just changes the entire setup. This game becomes an incredible challenge at night. No lights around Monza except down the main straight. So guys are going to have to keep their wits about them and watch what's in the headlights ahead of them.
Just going into the comments. There's just a question about the pink muscle. And I was right. You see, Rob's wife, not Rob, has joined us. Good evening. Brandon Santos, yeah, he did mention that he forgot to load his setup. So Toki has just said to him, Brandon, don't forget your race setup. So at least the guys in the chat are helping as well.
Meme Ruler saying his brain got fried. Alrighty. Don't forget to click the like, click the thumbs up, people. Everybody out there, we need this. It helps to keep the community running, everything hunky-dory. So please like and obviously subscribe. We are on the grid, ladies and gents. Here we go. I'm going to just quickly go through the cars. Looking from a helicopter who's hovering on the main straight. Back straight. It's Isham Domingo on the left. Next to him is Jason Farmer in his Ferrari. That's the blue and silver car for Griffin Sim Racing 1. Third, it's Moat Musa in the purple muscle, not the pink one, but the purple one. The purple people eater. David Farrell in his Alpha 1 Esports Ferrari next to Moat Musa in 4th. Sean Loureiro, first of the big Fords, in 5th place. The SARCO liveried Ferrari of Ruan Heineke in 6th place. That's the lime green car. Then back to Ulrich de Jager, 7th. Next to him, it's Chris in the slippery sideways Aston Martin. We'll see how he manages tonight. Gerard Pretorius back there with the pink highlights for Griffin Sim Racing in 9th. 10th place, it's Etienne Mouton in the Ferrari for Griffin Sim Racing. Fred Conradi, another Ferrari for Griffin Sim Racing, 11th. Louis Safontaine just next to him, orange flashes for Griffin Sim Racing. Zandro Ziglov back there in the Works BMW livery, Team WRT. Next to him, Dion Fenting for Griffin Sim Racing, and the rest of the field. But we're going to sit on Muad Musa's BMW as they head down to T1. This will give us a fair coverage of what happens down the straight and into T1. So here we go, people.
And we have warned them that the whole corner tightens up into turn 1, especially in the first chicane. It's quite wide as we go past the pits. You will see that, but that whole start finish area tightens up. It gets very, very narrow.
It does.
And just hope that a 3 wides don't really work here.
Right, green light, we're off, and Chris Heineke's in the pits, so that's not a good start for his race. But here we go. Double side by side as they head down to T1. Nobody doing anything silly, but the Mustang for Sean Herrera looking up the middle, watching ahead what's going to happen. Into the braking zone they come, and everyone's braking. They're 3 abreast further back, but through the first part of the chicane. Little bit of bumping going on there, and Muad Musa's made a jump. Oh, there's a turnaround behind. Car has been turned around in the chicane, but we're going to stick with these guys. Jason Farmer now pushing. Sorry, go Dylan.
I'm going to say, Jason, unfortunately, losing that place to Muad Musa. Muad was just able to get that car hooked up, get the acceleration going, and has been able to move ahead. As they go into the second chicane, you can see, 2 wide there between the Griffin driver and that BMW of Jiglov. A side-by-side there, no contact, so they are continuing there. But very, very tricky, especially through the 2 Lesmos. It is single file, can't really go too wide there, as Aiden proves me wrong and goes around the outside of Brandon DeSantos.
I'll tell you what, it's in Nkulu's Mercedes. It's damaged already. We're just going to have a look, but you can see it's not. It's the BMW. It's Speed Racer Gav. He's hit the barrier, and that BMW is hammered. Behind him, it's Conradi and Chris Heineke out the pits from last, but the BMW is going to be carrying some bad speed. Let's go back to the leaders. Isham Domingo on his way. Is at least half a second in between all of them as they head down to Parabolica now. So all stable for your top 5 at the moment. Musa gaining a position off the start line. So great jump by the BMW.
David Farrell a little bit further behind. He is almost in the clutches of Sean Herrera in that Mustang, and it's going to be a battle of the straight line speeds here. Just not sure whether the Ferrari is going to be able to hang on to this, as Sean might have a late look to the inside into turn 1. Not close enough, but he is going to make Dave feel very, very uncomfortable putting that Griffin Mustang right in the rear mirror.
Through that goes, single file, so everybody behaving themselves. We're going to drop backwards. It's Aiden Russell trying to make up some. Oh, Nkulu's turned the Mercedes round again. I can see him. He's not having a good start to this.
Definitely facing the wrong way, and might have just been on the brakes, just out-braked himself, the rear, and that's... I could never drive the Mercedes, to be honest. It would always just let that rear go, and it didn't matter what I did with it. It was always going the wrong way. Little look to the inside is Aiden. He is going to hold that line. He has to be given the space now. He is going to be too wide again through the second Lesmo. And Aiden able to squeeze that through, and is going to move up 1 place into 11th position.
Sheldon also giving good space as we have a look now. Brandon DeSantis now looking at Sheldon's BMW. And Brandon on the outside as they come into Ascari. Late breaks his way and sends it around the outside and takes that position. So Brandon DeSantis. Oh, and the Mustang's going. Oh, what a catch. Did you see that? That was a Win Diesel moment. And what is... Sheldon Russell is just stopping the BMW on the racing line. Oh, this is not good.
Something must have happened there. I think
he's had a hardware failure of some sort. He's going.
There he goes again. Sure.
That was close. All right, let's go back up and just double check with our leaders. Isham, clear. Up the road is 8 tenths ahead of Muad Musa, who is tracking him. Third place is Jason Moff. Oh, and that's Sean Larera going straight through, and one of the Ferraris.
I think it's the guy, just missing the braking point.
Let's watch this replay. Here we go. Flat out down the main straight. Sorry about that, Dylan, but let's see the Mustang. I think he outbrakes himself. I don't know if there was contact with the Ferrari behind him. No, there isn't.
I think Dave also was following Sean, and because Sean had braked so late, Dave himself had had misjudged his braking zone.
So Sean goes straight through. Dave runs over the chicane into the sand, comes back online. Sean Larero, big loss there for him. He has dropped a few positions, and here we go, back to live racing. So some incidents, that Mustang's showing some speed, and I think Sean just missed his braking point, Dylan.
Well, fortunately for Sean, he is still in 4th place. Dave also in 5th, so they haven't lost positions, but definitely a scary moment for the both of them.
Definitely. I'm going back to Ulrich, De Jager. This is a three-way train now. So
Ulrich has got Gerard 0.3 behind him, well in that slipstream. And depending on who has the lighter downforce is definitely going to get the benefit on the straight. But it's actually quite interesting because Ruan has caught up to the back of Dave Farrell now, and it looks like he has pulled the other Griffin drivers with him.
Yes. So he's not right in the stream, but Gerard Pretorius just behind is right under the wing of his teammate and now stepping out. How's it to Sunjan on the YouTube? Long time no chat, sir. Elsie saying Chris was chucked into the pits just before the start, as we see Gerard making that pass. And that Ferrari, Etienne, I think. Yep, Etienne Mouton.
Yeah.
He went through
also there. A little bit of a misjudgment in terms of his braking zone, and took possibly a track cut warning for him.
Possibly, I agree. Guys have to lift. Oh, let's just go back a bit, side by side here. The BMW, this is Jeglov, and trying to send it up the inside, and there's a little bit of argy-bargies into the second chicane. Mouton. Oh! Let's just go back 10 seconds. I think he's just being collected. As he comes back on track, the BMW, it's not the BMW. What is that? That Ferrari just went left and spun itself out completely. So Etienne Mouton having a really bad time of it. But back on and go.
That's very, very strange to see that. Gerard in a 7th place. He looks like he's got himself a little bit of a gap over Ulrich de Jager, and is now trying to close down onto the back of Ruan. Brandon dos Santos nicely in the toe now of Louis Servatain. Will he be able to just set up his exit at the last corner and then have a little lunge into turn 1?
Yeah.
He's just got to get this car settled. Oh, can just see that rear just doesn't hook up.
No.
Just stepping out a little, and away we go.
You can also see, unfortunately, Sheldon O'Gullis in the pits, so he definitely had a hardware failure of some sorts. He's gone back to the pits. Here comes the Mustang as they come into the braking zone, and he doesn't have enough on the Ferrari, so single file into first chicane. Just up ahead, I'm seeing the BMW of Jeglov going through the chicane again. So Jeglov not happy in this car. And again, side by side, I think this is Rob van der Heever who's next now ahead of him. Jeglov looking again now into the second chicane and decides against it. And through they come single file, so all good. Oh, just behind, two abreast. It's the Mustang. Wow. It's Dos Santos going at Louis Servatain.
Yep. And looks like he has made that move stick. And Louis now, unfortunately, dropping down into 13th place. Oh, that was Rob just going a little bit too wide. Little look down the inside for Servatain on Jeglov. And now Servatain up into 12th place.
That was coming together with Jeglov, and I think it was probably somebody else. I heard it into the kitty litter. But we won't worry about that for now. Oh, it's all been happening here. So midfield racing thick and fast. Etienne Maton, I think he had the coming together with Jiglov again. Ferrari showing some battle scars, and Jiglov not happy with that BMW, and kind of a bit of a moving chicane at the moment, Dylan.
Yeah, he's just got to drive a little smarter. Just make sure that he's giving enough space, not making any weird lunges, and everything should turn out fine.
Down the straight, we're just going to monitor the BMW as he follows in the tracks of Louis Safontaine's Ferrari. He's struggled to get the car braked and slowed down for the first chicane. Here we go, into the braking zone.
It's so interesting to see how that Ferrari was closing up onto the back of that Mustang. Oh, late land!
Oh, that Mustang at the back, that is... who was that, man? That's Dylan Donnie's... Sorry, man.
Steenkamp.
Steenkamp. And he's gone back to pits, so he's now called it quits for that car. Let's get back to the racing. Brandon DeSantis all on his own. But yeah, a lot of high-speed chases going into T1. Jiglov again, I'm just sticking with him because this BM is very unpredictable. He's trying to make up places and then making mistakes. So there's Chris in the background coming back in the Aston Martin. So Chris is going. Our leaders, Muad Musa, 2/10 behind Isham. So we'll monitor that and I'll go there as soon as that closes down. Everyone else 1.3, 1.7 seconds apart. Quickest man on the track currently Isham. It's a 147.335 with Muad Musa a 147.342.
Oh, that's quite racy.
Very close. Right, Brandon now following behind the BMW of Jiglov. And going to hope to get a good drive out of Parabolica and then a drag down the straight.
And I honestly thought that the Mustang would be doing a little bit more damage up front there, just looking at where Sean Herrera is.
Exactly.
But he's falling behind the pace there, nearly 4 seconds behind Jason Farmer, which for me is pretty interesting. Honestly thought it would be coming here and actually dominating the straight line speeds.
I'm with you. We at the same bar drinking the same drink. I thought this Mustang would have huge legs. Clearly the guys in the Ferraris have set up very slippery cars, and they're kind of holding the Mustangs at bay, no question. All good and clean through here at the moment, so let's just catch up from the front again. Isham Domingo, here he is. Oh, that's Muad Musa behind somebody.
That's Mohat behind Isham, and you can see Jason Farmer is not out of this race just yet. So and there is Sean Herrera a little bit further down the field.
We'll stick with this for now as this is closed up completely, and we're going to see how Isham manages this from a team perspective. But watch how nicely the BM rides those curbs. It's okay, relatively nicely. He runs a bit wide there. That's commentator's curse. That's us.
Is that the little hints of commentator's curse right there?
Oh dear. Now, I think that Mustang has in fact disconnected, so he's left the race. Unfortunately, we only have 2 left. And watching now, here we go, down into T1. Let's go to our cameraman. And he's following Isham. Isham's looking in the mirrors more than he's looking ahead. And Musa closes in, he closes in. Isham running defensive. Nay moves into the braking zone. Muad follows him, and they single file into the first chicane.
That's a very smart driving by Isham.
That's first, second, and third, right there.
What's going to happen is that the more these two battle, I can see Jason Farmer has just closed up another 0.10. 0.10.
A tenth.
Another tenth for these two. So the more they battle, the closer Farmer is going to get. Aiden and his pink muscle, 0.3 behind Gerard Pretorius in the Ferrari.
It's Aiden's turn to do the drive from the back to the front, and he's slowly cutting through the field. He started, I think, 19th or somewhere, up to 9th, and 11 minutes to go. So he should get himself into the top 10 somewhere. Ooh, got a little sideways through that corner.
Little snap of the rear there.
Yep. St. John saying the vapor car's looking good, no question. Let's go back to Moat as they pile through Ascari. Isham driving like a man possessed and managing to hold the fast Moat Musa. Listen, let's give credit where it's due. Isham's not exactly slow either, so this is all about defensive driving this evening. Moat closes in as they come into Parabolica.
And you can see that the tighter line that Isham was taking, I'm sure he's just trying to eliminate any opportunity for Mohat to get past. Remember, these two are still fighting for the overall championship. Mohat is wanting to be the first double champion. Isham is wanting to add his name to that champions list. So they definitely are not going to be making it easy for each other. Jason Farmer closing up another 2/10 on the two BMWs ahead of him.
I think between you and me, the Project Vapor comms is about let's not slow each other up, but Moat is pushing, make no mistake, but you're right. Jason Farmer hanging on to third and closing in. Moat looking, so I've got to say, I think there's going to be a pass happening at some point. Should Isha make a mistake, run a little bit wide, get into the kitty litter, Musa's going to jump on the opportunity.
Most definitely. Those little movements that Musa is making is what he's doing. He's creating movement in his rearview mirror. He's trying to get the attention of Isham to say, hey, look, I'm looking for an opportunity. And it's those type of things that are going to unsettle the driver ahead.
Yep.
It's the second time Russell has run wide there.
Yeah. I think he's getting a bit of error wash, but the Ferrari of Pretoria is doing good. And Ulrich just up ahead. Back to Musa as they fly through Ascari.
So that gap between Farmer and Mohat now, 1.3 seconds. So 0.4 has been taken off. So it'll be interesting to see what the lap times of Isham and Mohat were this time around, because Farmer is definitely closing up now.
Yeah, but Moat's right here. He's literally under the wing. This is the closest he's been. So I'm going to say Isham is going to have to stay on the right-hand side. Moat will peel across to the left, and Isham's going to take the first chicane in a really bad line. He's got no option. Moat moves across. Isham stays there. Here we go. The exit of this chicane. This is what it's going to be. And Moat sails through, outbrakes himself. He's going to have to lift there. And look there. There comes Jason. So Moat doing the right thing. He knew he outbraked himself. He's given it back. Isham takes the position. And Moat says, all right, next lap I'll try.
We'll see how close Farmer is now that they cross that sector. So from 1.3, now 1.1. So Jason Farmer is going to be getting a little bit of that advantage being in the slipstream of the two cars ahead of him.
It is.
That is going to assist him. You've got to be within that 1 second to start feeling that that advantage. But now Jason Farmer very much in this race now.
Those M4s, they punch a big hole in the air, and that Ferrari's just going to slide along. So, as you say, he's right there. Look how far back is Sean Larrera in the Mustang. He's now 6 seconds off this case. So, he is struggling. Aiden, we've missed the pass, but he has got past Pretorius, and he's into 8th place. So, we'll just stick with this lot as we'll go back to Moat Musa. LC, great racing by Musa and Domingo. I agree. Guys are putting on a show here.
And who has been, I'll say, inverted commas, quiet, is a David Farrell. He is actually 0.6 behind Ruan Heineke, and they're only 7 seconds off this battle currently happening in P1. So from first to seventh, they're actually not too far away from each other.
No, we'll pick them up as well. Here we go. Round number 2. Moat looking again. He's going to move across as he does. And now he's got to nail his breaking point. Both of them on it. They're side by side into the first chicane. Moat's going to have the exit. Isham's going to put his foot on it.
Isham will get the advantage because he'll have, inverted commas, the faster outside line. He will be able to get a little bit more traction. And Mohat has to go to that inside into turn number 1 because that is going to put him on the outside for the second phase of the chicane, but give him the drive on that exit.
Good, clean, respectful racing, but Ruan is coming. Here he comes in the Ferrari. I beg your pardon, Jason. He's definitely not out of this, Dylan.
And Antonio Gamble has joined at exactly the right time. Jason Farmer, this is the battle for first, second, and third there. Antonio, Jason doing extremely well, pulling lots and lots of pressure on the back of the two Project Vapor boys in front of him.
Dylan, I don't know if you saw that through the first Lesmo, and Moort ran wide, so the aero is affecting him down there, and that's allowed Jason to get right underneath him. So here we go, Jason now on the attack. We're going to go in car with the Ferrari, and look where Moort is. He was right out on the sidelines. He must have had to have lifted there, and that's given Jason a good drive. He's now looking and trying to get into Moose's head.
Doing everything right there is Jason, making sure he gets that car turned in, following on the exit, staying as close to the line as what Mohat did. And you can see Mohat a lot tighter line there. And it's going to be quite interesting to see what the straight line speeds are of the two different cars. Jason just having a look to see how far that first corner is. And you can see Isham definitely starting to get a little bit of breathing space.
Yep.
As Mohat is just pulling Farmer in ever so closely. I've just realized I got to check on my son.
Off you go. Right, it's going to be me as we stick with these guys. It's just on 4.5 minutes left, guys. So Jason is here. Moort's watching, but he's got to behave. Antonio Gamble, Griffin boys as usual, and Ruan in the SARCO livery, definitely. Isham happy with what's going on behind him. He has now got a full second gap on Moort Musa. So Isham heading for the hills. Moort trying to drive the best lines he can. Excuse me. And Jason trying to hang on to this. There's no doubt this is your top three unless somebody gets a radical DT for off track. But let's not say that too loudly. Moort was battling through the second part of Ascari here and running very wide. And he does again, but Jason follows suit. And now falling a little bit a ways off the back of the BMW. So, give or take, quickest lap still Isham, a 147.335. Moort, a 147.342. Jason Farmer, 147.457. All three of them in the low, at least high 47s. And it's 3 minutes and some change to go. So 3 laps from here, I'd say. Looking at the timing screens, David Farrell, he's all over Aiden in his pink muscle. But got a little bit squirrely as he came out of Parabolica and has fallen off the back of that BM. So Aiden is up the road and going. Aiden in 7th now. Finally passing the two Ferraris and driving away from them. Right, Moort, let's stick with this. He's the man in the middle trying to gain back some time on Isham just up ahead. First, second, third, as you see right there, you can throw a blanket over them. Yeah, Louis, I agree. The BMW in a straight, it's got huge speed. These guys have set these cars up. Oh, look at that. Isham showing some pressure. He ran very wide there, so that must be an off track and possibly a track warning. Jason hanging on.
The little one is in bed and off to La La Land, so I'm able to catch the last 2 minutes of this race.
Jason trying hard, trying to make this Ferrari get round as fast as he can.
That does look like Isham has broken a little gap between himself and Mohat, a second, and Farmer is still hanging in there. Steve Ruan has also closed up onto the back of Sean Lerero, 0.7 of a second there between those two now.
Right, Isham starting his final lap. We'll just see what the gap looks like here. It's 7/10. Ruan off the back of the big Mustang from Sean Lerero still in 4th. So pretty static, your top 5, but Aiden Russell doing a great drive back and managing to get himself into 7th. I think that's as far as he's going to come. We'll go back to the leaders. Isham, the dark green Project Vapor car, looking splendid out there in the livery. The purple car there just behind it's Moat Musa with Jason Farm in the Ferrari in third place as they head round the last lap of this race. Remember, it's 2 sprint races, so don't go anywhere. The guys are going to go back into the pits. We're going to catch a breather, and then they'll be on the... oh, it is quali again. Hey, that's right, Dylan.
Yeah, another quali.
And
in the dark.
In the dark, ladies and gents. So it's definitely going to be a different kettle of fish for the second race. Nighttime at Monza. And we'll see what transpires as we head into that race. But it looks like this is all done and dusted. First sprint race pretty much done. Unless Isham does something really weird here. But he's behaved himself. He managed to withstand the pressure from Moat.
Most definitely, and he's able to now opening that gap between himself and Mohat. And I'm sure he'll be very happy to bank these 35 points for the win here.
2 cars in the pits. Dion Fenty in the pits as well as Etienne Mouton. So they're unfortunately early casualties. But over the line, it's Isham first place. He takes the points. Moat Musa second place. Great fight there. Jason Farmer over for third. Sean Lerera coming in the Mustang takes fourth. Ron Heineke in the SARCO car fifth. Ulrich de Jager over the line sixth place. And Aiden Russell brings the pink Mustang BMW over for a solid 7th recovery. David Farrell over for 8th place. Kero Pretorius, he takes the line for 9th. And Rob van der Heever, a solid 10th place. So,
yay!
Well
Everybody
done,
left Rob alone.
Chris Heineke from the pits, bringing the Aston in 11th. So good recovery drive there. Louis Safontaine over the line for 12th place. Mr. Jiglov in his BMW, 3rd, very closely followed by Brandon DeSantis in the Mustang.
13th.
Oh, Fred Conradi struggling here. The Ferrari looking very worse for wear. He had some moments in the early part of the race, but he brings it home for 16th.
Yeah.
Dion in the pits. Nkulu in the Mercedes over for 18th place, and Steenkamp in the other Ford finishing that round. So, yeah, there we go, man. That wasn't too bad. Good, clean racing. Very respectful by the top, a bunch of the top drivers. So, guys must be happy with that.
Yeah, most definitely. Good race. Very close. Lots of battles all through the field once again. And that's exactly why we do it. And seeing some of the comments coming through, Andre Goes Racing. So that is Andre Serodio currently on the stream saying the Dominator. I'm assuming that's how you would pronounce that.
Who's the Dominator?
Andre Serodio.
Yeah, but...
Oh, no, the Dominator is a Sham.
Oh, right. Okay, there we go. We're learning, guys. I'm learning.
Louis VDV saying we'd love to race with you, gents, and bring my Bentley and trade some paint.
There you go.
You got to catch us to trade the paint, though.
It'll be good to see a Bentley back on the track.
Yeah, most definitely. And then Rob's wife, not Rob, saying, "Yay, Rob, back to 10th. Whoop whoop."
Whoop whoop. So we are going to wait some extra area for that Ferrari in the bonnet. Louis VDV saying, "Yeah, those cars are quick. The Mustangs had nothing on them, but there we go. Let's." Meme saying I had FW damage. Yeah,
front wing.
Front. Oh, good one. Front bumper. There we go. Sorry, all good. Right, so we're just going to sit tight. We're going to wait for daytime to disappear. We'll then be in the middle of the night or late evening, and quali will begin. Chris, I don't know what happened. I was on the grid, car started, and then it kicked me to pits. Weird.
I've just seen a comment here from Talking saying, Leah Louis, die VDV's race nie by SARCO nie. That's quite funny because Talkie was going to race, but didn't get the entry in time, and he missed the entry. So Oh, Talks, we love you so much.
That was bad luck there.
Chris Heineke said, don't know what happened, was on the grid, the car started, then it kicked me to the pits. Weird. Yeah, very, very weird.
Okay.
LO9, oi, I don't know what that means.
No, I think the cat just walked over the keyboard there, to be honest.
Oh, goodness.
Right. What's your gaps between these races? 2 minutes?
It should, no, there we go. That looks like we should be going into quali now. There we go.
Green light, go, go, go.
So there's just the 1 minute practice now, which then just ends off the session. And the funny thing is that you have to.
You have to.
It's very, very strange, just in terms of how the servers are set up. You can't just go race, qualifying, race. So you have to go race, qualifying or practice, qualifying, race, practice,
Free
then a
practice,
qualify.
quali, yeah. Yeah, it's obviously, yeah. Their systems need to write files and
so
save
you definitely
things.
have to have that, but only 20. It's just the way the servers are set up.
All good. All
Correct.
good. We'll wait for this countdown, and we should be kicking it off shortly. We need to find a server in between SA and New Zealand and see if a cross-country race can be held.
Most definitely.
That could be very cool. Who's in New Zealand?
I think that is Louis.
All right, there we go. It's dark. It's night time. Let's see what's going on.
Here we go. So this is a qualifying round number 2.
Off we go, and it is Ulrich.
Alan,
Yes, sir.
I've just realized something. Are you able to just push exit?
On the game?
Or, yeah, now escape. Just going to. Oh, we can't change it.
What do you want to change? I can change.
So in the view settings is just to make the actual gamma bright.
Stand by.
Because it's actually coming through quite dark on the stream.
Yeah, okay. Video. Where is it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that there, so that exposure gain, that must just go to the right. Yeah.
How much?
Should be about 0.8. Let's see that now.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. Just bear with us while we sort this out. Thanks for updating that, Louis. I wasn't sure who's there. It is nighttime after all, so we got to see them in nighttime. But that's a little bit better. I agree. You can see a bit more of the track, so thanks for that.
And I was, it was actually, that feedback was given to me last week, and I thought, but I have done this. I don't know why it was had been kicked out, not realizing that you're driving. So at least now the stream's a little bit lighter, so we can actually see the cars.
Good, there we go.
It just makes it a little bit better for TV viewing.
I love this view because you're seeing the stars, you're seeing the clouds above Italy. Great looking evening here at Monza as we see Ulrich over the line and he starts his first lap. We're going to follow him, his first car on the track, and just see how he negotiates in the night. Oh, he's gone deep. Oh, he killed the first chicane. He has thrown this lap away. He outbraked himself completely, but he's still on it and didn't get a track cut, I don't think. All right, holding our breath.
So Meme Ruler, you are able to come back into the server. If you have to put the tires pressures, you got to go up. Otherwise, they're not going to get to temp. So you must go up. So depending on, you were running at 22 degrees, you're now running at 17. So I would go up at least 5 clicks.
Yeah, definitely. Tracks,
but remember, that's from a commentator's point of view.
I'm sorry to say, Ulrich has just completely binned this. There's a car off in the kitty
Oh.
litter, so someone's missed a lap there. But this lap, it's definitely not going to be a quick lap. He had a hard time slowing.
That's correct. 5 ticks up.
Sorry about that. Hard time through the second chicane. So Ulrich, this lap time, I suspect going to be somewhere around the 49 or a 50 even. Right, behind him is Ruan Heineke. Yeah, okay. So let's see Ulrich over the line. He's going to go around Parabolica right now.
So Ron also wanting to get that lap time up and done nice and early. Go apply the pressure on the guys behind. Just
Exactly.
knowing that qualifying 2.0 in the dark.
49.6.
Dare I say anything can happen, Alan?
Anything can happen and usually does. Right, Sean Lerera, the Mustang's in a 47.8. Very rapid time. A whole second ahead of a lot of people.
That's actually Farmer's time. Jason did a 47.8 and Sean Lerera was actually a second off that time. So he was on a 48.8. Into Parabolica now. Ruan Heineke just touching that inside curb, getting a nice late exit. And just touching the runoff on the outside there. Nice and tight on the inside. Crossing the line, and that will put him
starting his
on his
fast lap.
flying lap, bugger.
Car number 2, Pretorius, in to second place. Great lap by Gerard Pretorius. 300ths behind Jason Farmer's time. Next, car number 6. It's Chris Heineke in the Aston. He goes over, and Chris quickest, 47.807. He has bumped Jason Farmer down. So great run for the Aston Martin. 667. Speed Racer Gav over the line, and he goes up to 9th place.
Let's see if he aborts the lap, knowing that it is only the 1 lap flyer.
And he does. There we go.
Yes, it does. There we go. So he did learn from race number 1. Thank you, Gav.
Well done, Gav. Right.
Okay, next up, car 17.
Here we go. So at the moment, it's Chris, Jason, Pretorius, Sean Lerera, and Mouton. Aston, Ferrari, Ford, Mustang, Ferrari. Nkulu in the pits. So I think it was him that was in the kitty litter. So he's thrown his lap out the window. Fenter comes to the line, and he is going to have an 11th place. There we go.
That's a good, comfortable start there for him. Crossing line is only Steenkamp in that Mustang. Crosses the line, puts himself into 4th, ahead of fellow Mustang, Sean Lerera. Just 0.3. Ruan Heineke goes into 1st place, 47.4.
Right, Jiglov with the adjusted tires. Let's see what he's managed to dig. 24 in the back is yellow. Jiglov over the line, starting his lap now. Hayden Russell in his pink muscle, and he goes over the line and starts his lap now. Next up, it's car number 5. Isham Domingo, here we go, one of the Speed Kings. Looked like he had to take a few turns to get that BMW straightened out, and he goes over the line, and he goes up to 1st place, a 47.212.
Oh, that's rapid.
That
Sure.
is, man is quick in the night. He's comfortable in that car. David Farrell. David Farrell's letting a car go by, so it's more so we're looking at. Here he comes. Let's see where he goes.
All eyes on Mohat now, currently having finished 2nd with Jason Farmer behind him. Isham top of the standings currently, and did take that first win. It's all going to be about position for Mohat.
He starts his lap.
And it looks like David allowed Mohat to go through. Wonder whether he wanted to try and get a little bit of a slipstream advantage on his lap.
So these two are definitely on a lap. But next coming over the line is car 22. This is Jiglov. So we're going to go to him. He'll be next to put a lap on. And just behind him, it's car 24, which is Aiden Russell. So 4 cars left to do times, and we'll pick them up as they come over the line, ladies and gents.
And a 47.2 is the fastest lap. Ron Heineke 0.2 off that. Interestingly enough, Jason Farmer now behind the two Heineke brothers. He does have Gerard Pretorius right behind him, but Sean Larero, that surprised me with Sean so much further down the order, knowing that he had finished 4th in the first race. So
Aiden
crossing
Russell
the line.
3rd. Great time.
Splitting the Heinekes.
Right.
And now it's all eyes on Mohat and David Farrell.
Moat leading car, so let's stick with him. Oh, he's run wide. I think that might have been a track cut for Moat Musa on the exit of Ascari. I think he isn't slowing the car down.
Which means he's keeping it pinned. So he might have been safe there.
Let's see. Oh, he did.
Mohat goes first, 1:47.0, and Farrell goes into 7th place, 0.8 off that lap time.
All right, there we go. Caught him. He just managed to hang on to that. I tell you, I was convinced he was off track, but all done and dusted. It's Moat Musa. Project Vapor, pole position. Isham next to him. It's a front row lockout. Then we have Ruan Heineke, 3rd place. Aiden Russell getting a time in this time, so he's going to start in 4th. And Chris Heineke rounds out your top 5 for the with the Aston Martin. Great stuff.
Yep.
So nighttime change.
And I'm sure that BMW lockout in the front is not going to sit well with the Griffin boys. Jason Farmer having a little bit of work to do to get himself closer up there, knowing he was battling 1st and 2nd for that podium. So it will be very interesting to see where this all goes to.
Yep. Having a look here, Steenkamp's got his Mustang quicker than the legendary Sean Larero. They're down in 9th and 10th place respectively. So you're right. Sean either not happy with the car or it's struggling with aero at Monza.
And I know there's going to be a few comments passed at work tomorrow because I know that Sean does work with Donnie. Well, let's just say it as it is. Donnie is Sean's boss, so there's going to be a lot of I got you.
Nice. You're sharing some valuable pearls of wisdom here. I didn't know that. So I'm the boss. You stay behind me tonight. That's what's happening there.
Exactly.
Very good. Very good. All right. As we wait for the clock to count down, quali is over. Next up, it's 25 minutes and second sprint.
So you have always said that you're. I was going to say you always have said that you're a betting man. Are you making a call for this race?
All right, let's put something down here. I think Musa's going to just go flag to flag, to be honest. I think Isham will challenge him, but Muat will have the drive into the first chicane. He should get out without any bumping. I think the upset's going to come from Ruan, who's going to try and do a send and attack Isham and try and get the Ferrari in the first chicane. So let's look for, between first and second chicane, Ruan making the biggest jump and getting into second place. That's my prediction.
And that is not a bad prediction at all, knowing that Mohat Musa was in 3rd place and he got himself into 2nd, having put himself on the inside. And Ruan is definitely in a good spot to set himself up to go around the outside of the second phase of the first chicane.
And he'll have the inside going down to the first chicane. So I think Muat's going to be on the inside. Isham's going to have to try and get in behind the BM, and then we'll see what Ruan does. Ruan's also going to have to watch his mirrors because Aiden's there in the 3rd car. So Team BMW, the Project Vapor boys, looking for the attack here. Let's not count out Chris in the Aston Martin. He's also going to do a big send, I think. And next to Chris, we've also got Jason Farmer in his Ferrari. So top 6, heck, I'll put $100 on red.
I think that is going to be your safest bet, most definitely.
Yeah, we can't say anything at this moment.
There we go. Some lights being flashed as the countdown comes to 10 seconds.
Look at this game, man. You've got to love this game at night. The lights, the haze, the aura, it's amazing. Isham's still not fired up yet. Headlights aren't on. Neither is Aiden's for that matter, but they're rolling. I think this is this glitch that we discovered a while back. Some cars don't seem to show the headlights properly, but never mind that.
What's happened there?
Yeah, Isham hard on the brakes. He's now stopped. He's going to have to put foot now. He's got to get back to his position. All right, so it's just a camera glitch. You can see the headlights are on. Aiden's car not showing headlights properly, but never mind. Here we go. We're on the start-finish line.
Yes, and Ruan is closing as much of that gap between himself and Mohat.
He is.
Sure, he's watching that green light with bated breath.
We're going to
just
sit
to
on
make
Ruan's
sure
car.
he gets that jump, because both him and Isham are pretty much side by side. It looks like Isham did get a good jump, and Aiden now moving past Ruan, and Ruan looks like he might be a bit of a sitting duck here with that Aston Martin coming right up behind him now as well. In the braking zone.
Hard. Aiden round the outside. He's cutting the car.
Concertina effect. Aiden has been spun around, and another one of the Griffin Racing cars touching there, going off.
I'm sorry I missed that, but there was another contact further back.
And
this is Isham Domingo.
One of the cars is Chris Heineke. He was caught up, who is dropping down the order now as well.
Isham all the way to the back. Chris here in the Aston all the way to the back. We missed all of that. I'm going to go to Aiden and watch that replay quickly.
It looks like Ruan Heineke is also off there, coming through the second chicane. It looks like he was having a late join there as well.
Yeah, it was also, you're right. Chris got turned around into the kitty litter, so he's gone all the way to the back. All right, let's catch up. We'll wait for the replay to kick off. We're watching Muad Musa, but he has a lot of daylight between him. Jason Farmer comfortably in second place now. There we go, back live. Muad Musa leading 3 seconds up the road. Chris Heineke's got a drive-through already, so he must have just put foot flat, and 3 times he must have gone through the chicane.
For Chris Heineke.
Yeah. Oh, Jason Farmer runs deep into Parabolica. On the marbles, he almost outbraked himself. Ziglov is in 3rd place in the BMW, excuse me, with Danny Steenkamp. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be quite interesting into that first braking zone. We also got David Farrell, who's in the fight there.
Yep.
They're going to be...
BMW's outbraked itself. BMW's gone deep, and the Ford turns in and collects the Ferrari, which gets straightened out by the other Mustang, and more cars going through the chicane in the background. I think that was Pretorius. It was. So Pretorius dropping a few positions, but Ziglov nowhere, all over the place with the BMW, and a bunch of cars goes right by him. Steenkamp up ahead, and Farrell. So they through. This is a train as we're looking now. It's Steenkamp, Farrell, Lorero, Ziglov, and the rest of the field as we see them through the second chicane. Musa is gone. Jason Farmer 3.7 seconds off the back, but in second place. So I've lost my bet, but what's going to happen for 3rd place? Let's talk about that, Dylan.
Well, we know for a fact that Donnie is looking very, very racy in his Mustang. Sean Herrera still has some pace. And I think that as this race goes on, it's just going to be about the race of attrition. Is it who's going to be able to keep up the pace up in the front there? Jiglov in a great position up into 6th. But Mustang bouncing. But whether Jiglov is going to be able to keep up that pace, knowing he's got Ulrich de Joche, Parrot Pretorius, and Rob van der Heever behind him, it's going to be quite tricky for the BMW to maintain that pace.
They all run deep. Jiglov going deep in the BMW, and that's allowed Ulrich to get a great drive out of Parabolica. Let's go in car with Ulrich as he comes down the main straight. He's looking ahead at Jiglov's BMW, and LC saying there might have been a dive bomber at T1. I think it was through the exit more than the entry, but I agree there was some contact into T1. Right, Jiglov gets the car slowed down. Ulrich follows suit, and through they go. Jiglov all over the back of Lourero's Mustang.
Parrot behind Ulrich, Ulrich behind Jiglov. Jiglov starting to lose a little bit of weight. It's almost more than a second now between himself and Sean Loureiro. And David Farrell, 0.3 behind Donnie Steenkamp. So David looking for some pressure points to be added onto the back of Donnie, and hopefully get himself up onto that podium position.
This is going to give us a good insight top speed wise to see how the Ferrari is tracking against the Mustang. Steenkamp to me looks like a sitting duck. There is no horsepower in this Mustang, and if there is, there's huge amounts of horsepower and slipperiness in the Ferraris. Here we go into Ascari, and Steenkamp's struggling through there.
Yeah, it looks like Donnie had to brake a little bit earlier than David, so I'm sure David's going to be aware of that for the next time round, and he might be able to open up going through the Lesmos, getting a good drive, and then just slotting it up on the inside and creating some pressure there on Donnie.
Ulrich de Jager right under the wing of Gerard Pretorius as they go through Parabolica, and they head down to T1. Up ahead, the gaps are big, but we're going to watch David Farrell. He's hunting this Mustang. He is all over Steenkamp. Steenkamp takes the racing line. Farrell goes down the inside. They're side by side, and he brakes early, and the Mustang goes sailing through the chicane. Steenkamp takes the racing line. In the background, everyone looks safe, but the Mustang is just gone. So Steenkamp getting, and as he rightly should, Farrell flashing at that Mustang, but Steenkamp's driven away, so that gap is extended. Let's go back to Ulrich. All clear here. Ulrich following Pretorius as they go through that chicane. Whoop, Gerard Pretorius looking at the BMW of Jiglov. So going to be some movement happening here. Oh dear, and in the background, Etienne Mouton. I'll do a 10-second replay here as Etienne comes through the chicane. And on the exit, he sends it, hits the kiddie litter, and sends it into the barriers. That's bad luck for Etienne right there. And Etienne goes back to pits, so he's cancelled the race for him this evening. He can't deal with the night driving. David Farrell, fallen a little bit ways off the back of the... no, he's not. The Mustang went through the chicane. Oh, that Ferrari of Farrell.
Oh, my gosh.
He wrestled that through there.
And that's just clipping the little orange sausage curb on the exit there of that last corner of Ascari.
Oh!
And
BMW moving left under braking there. Jiglov, you cannot move across, and here he moves over, and there's contact. That's no good. So Gerard Pretorius getting the brunt of that, and a few cars going by. He's now coming back off the side of Parabolica. Hopefully not too much damage. There is. He's taking it to pits. Brandon Dos Santos.
Being absolutely hunted down here by Dion Venter and Louis 17.
Wow. Up the inside goes the Ferrari. Nice easy pass on that Mustang. Unfortunately, massive gaps as you can see up ahead, guys. So we're going to not bother about the leaders for now. But Dion Venter making that pass stick. And Brandon Dos Santos going to now feel the pressure coming from Louis Safontaine in the Ferrari. Here we go. And Louis looking into the second chicane. Thinks against that and follows them through the chicane.
The single file through there is definitely the name of the game there. Only because it is very, very tricky in that chicane. The second chicane is very, very tight, and you have to be going very, very slowly to attempt going too wide through there.
Indeed. So it's a single line through there. Side by side, it's just going to slow everybody up. But we'll stick with this for the moment, this being the closest dice on the track. Louis Safontaine definitely hauling. And he's looking up the inside as they're going to Ascari. Follows the Mustang, and through they come. I think Brandon DeSantis struggling a bit with that car, or struggling with the night driving. But the Ferrari looking very racy now.
Yeah, I'm also just a little bit cautious.
Oh, Brandon DeSantis outbrakes himself completely, missed the braking board, and gifts the pass to Safontaine, who does make the pass. And Brandon gonna possibly try and attack down into T1, but I think Safontaine's got this covered.
Yeah, what I was going to say is it looks like Brandon's just not able to get that rear hooked up.
Yes.
Is that we know that the Mustang must be quick, but if you're not getting that drive out of the initial corners...
Safontaine sails past his braking point, misses Fenter's Ferrari, backs out of it, and is now going to foot it, and the Mustang is going to come past as well. So Safontaine gains one step forward, one step backward.
And yeah, gives the place to the other two, and rightly so.
Right, he's going to have to rethink that. Mustang's got to watch its braking points. It's not settled. Brandon DeSantis is struggling. He runs too deep in the chicane, and that lets Safontaine close right up, as you said. It's a tight line through the second chicane. Now going through Lesmo 1, and the Ferrari's under the wing of this Mustang, so I think he's going to have another go at him down to Parabolica.
And all Brandon needs to do is not look at the rearview mirrors, look at the braking zone. Even if he has to brake a little bit earlier, rather go slower in, make sure that car is settled, and get the drive out.
That's it.
That's the only way he's going to be able to fight with the Ferraris.
He's just letting go right by.
I think it is probably just knows that the Ferrari Safontaine is so much faster, and Brandon just backing off and letting him go.
Right, so big gaps here. As we said, nighttime introduces a whole different game. And some drivers can manage it, some drivers struggle with it. I think possibly we might have also had a differential in tire pressures due to the track temperatures, due to the curveball that you threw the drivers. So guys maybe have wrong pressures on the cars, and that's why the handling might also be out.
I do have some inside information, and that's from Brandon, for Brandon's car. Lucas saying that Brandon had some damage.
All right, there we go. So he's running a little bit off pace. His last lap, FYI, a 150.245. The Ferrari's up ahead doing 150.0, and Ruan Heineke a 148.3. Reference to Mohamed Musa, leader doing a 146.9 for Mohamed Musa into the 46s.
Yeah, so Mohat is absolutely flying. He is definitely well on his way. But like we say, anything can happen. We're not trying to curse Mohat, but he's definitely has this race under control now.
Watching Danny Steenkamp, the sole quick Mustang, and he is sitting in third place, but David Farrell is not letting this Mustang get away. So we're going to go back to this dice here for third and fourth, because I think David Farrell's closing in. Last lap, Steenkamp in the Mustang a 47.8, David Farrell 47.8. So they're matching each other right now.
And there's nothing more frustrating than you trying to close down on the driver ahead of you. You cross the line, you look at the different lap times, and you see you've just done exactly the same time.
Literally.
Meanwhile, you are pushing everything you've got.
All right, this lap was quicker. Steenkamp a 47.8, David Farrell a 47.5, almost a whole second quicker. So the Ferrari is closing in. Oh, the Ferrari's on it. Right here. Here we go.
So Dave must just be smart here. Rather have a few little shows here. Get Donnie uncomfortable. Set him up through the two Lesmos. He's able to have a
Oh!
no!
Commentator's curse. This is my cameras again, I'm telling you. David Farrell losing the car through the exit of the second chicane, has hammered the barrier slightly. He's going to have some front end damage, and he's gone back behind Aiden Russell. So Aiden in 7th. David Farrell drops down to 8th from a comfortable 4th place there.
Well, challenging for that last spot on the podium with David now hitting that barrier. That's going to have given him some aero damage. He's not going to be able to get those times where he needed to. And I'm almost certain that he's going to have Russell and Ruan Heineke come back and start taking those places. And as I say that, we see Aiden Russell in his pink muscle goes past David Farrell.
I'll tell you what, this is all on you. You said this. Anything can happen, and it happened. David Farrell, he saw the happen, and unfortunately sent it into the barriers. David Farrell, 1.6 seconds off Aiden Russell. We'll see once he gets up to speed next flying lap if he is carrying a lot of damage or what his pace is. Aiden on this lap a 147.3. So Aiden driving hard and trying to close in on Ulrich de Jager just up ahead. And David Farrell's gone to pits. So he's aborted this race, and that's that for David Farrell, unfortunately. Too much damage to the Ferrari, and he's called it quits.
Yeah, David definitely dropping down, and that's just let all the pressure off Donnie Steenkamp. Steenkamp now able to get a little bit of breathing space between himself and Sean Lerero. The 4 seconds is the gap there. Ulrich de Jager is actually having a sterling race there. He is currently in 5th place and 1.5 seconds behind Sean Lerero.
We're watching Dion Fenter close in on the back of Louis Safontaine. And this also 4 position, so close racing here. Oh dear, Louis Safontaine running deep into that chicane.
Yeah, you could just see the way that car had angled in for the second phase. It didn't quite flow through there. He had to turn it sharply to the right-hand side and had to scrub off quite a bit of speed there to make sure he actually got through that corner.
Ulrich de Jager closing in at a rate of knots on Sean Lerero. He's knocked off half a second here. You can hear the Mustang in the background, but Ulrich driving like a man possessed, and he is now only a second off Lerero. I'll give you lap times as they go over the line. This lap, Muad Musa 47.1, Jason Farmer 47.3, Danny Steenkamp a 48.3, Lerero does a 48.5, and Ulrich a 47.9. So there we go. Proof in the numbers. Ulrich is 7/10 quicker, and he can smell that Mustang. There it is.
Oh, and you could just see it's batting to get the rear down. Sean just losing a bit of the rear, just stepping out.
Yep.
And that Ferrari is just so stable. It just settles so much better than that Mustang, and is able to get much better drive on the way out.
We also got to give a little bit of credit there to Lerero, because the Mustang is damaged. The whole front end of that car's got a lot of damage to it. So his top speed's gone. It's nowhere. And he's going to be defending and making that Mustang as wide as he can. Aiden in the background going super wide. That's got to have been a track cut.
But Aiden is definitely coming through the order there.
He is. After that turnaround, this is a drive back for Aiden, and he is chasing Ulrich. So with 7 minutes and some change, this is definitely not over. We're going to look at a 4th, 5th, 6th place change before the end of this race.
And we'll look at what the lap times are, because I'm almost certain that Russell is probably doing at least half a second a lap quicker than Ulrich and Sean now.
His last lap was a 47.6, his quickest a 47.3. So Aiden's foot flat and driving. But so is Ulrich just up ahead. 47.9. That was his quickest lap the last lap. So this lap over the line, Sean Lerero does a 48.7, Ulrich a 48.6, and Aiden a 47.1. So Aiden, here he comes.
Yeah, Aiden definitely on the charge here. So for him, he does have his eyes set on Ulrich as well as Sean Herrero. And you can just see how quickly Aiden Russell in his pink muscle has closed up on the two ahead of him.
There we go. Right, Mustang doing all that it can. Ulrich slowly but surely closing up. Aiden not slowly but quickly catching up. They come through the second chicane. Looks very smooth. Aiden quick through there. Aiden right on the back of the Ferrari now.
And Sean was actually able to take quite a bit of that curb. You could see how that Mustang jumped. Ooh, little snap of the rear there for Aiden on the exit through the first Lesmo.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit angered after what happened on the first lap and is driving like he's never driven before. Moort, 6.5 seconds, almost 7 seconds up the road from Jason Farmer with Donnie Steenkamp, a good 11.5 seconds back. But let's keep our eyes on this. Oh, the Mustang's so clean through there. Lots of sparks off the bottom of the Ferrari, but here we go. We're going to the helicam because it's all going to happen right now. Ulrich having to run defensive as they come down to Parabolica. Aiden on the outside. Ulrich cannot move across. Aiden going around the outside. He's going to cut back in now and has his foot down. He is flashing, so he's trying to let Ulrich know he's here and he's coming.
Yeah, unfortunately, once you go wide, you do touch those marbles on the outside.
Look at the BM's horsepower. Right, don't miss your braking points now, gents. Oh,
closing up onto Sean.
A little bit of side by side.
Little touching that didn't harm anyone. Now Aiden has Sean Herrero in his sights. Ulrich, valiant effort there, but that BMW just put it in all the wrong places at the right time and is able to move up the order.
Oh, the wrong places at the right time. Mustang going way too deep through that chicane.
That's going to hurt Sean on that exit.
Oh, and Ulrich in the Ferrari, so he's now fallen off the back. It's all about Aiden Russell here. Aiden trying to get into 4th place. Incredible drive. So the Vapor Boys on form tonight.
I've just seen the updated timing between Jason Farmer and Mohamed Musa. Jason Farmer well in 2nd place, but 7 seconds is the gap there between 1st and 2nd place now.
Okay, let's have a look and see how Aiden and the Mustang go through here. Ascari not nice, and the Mustang goes too deep, so he's going to compromise his exit. Aiden is right there. Oh, he falls off a little bit. So Mustang took the curbs better than the BMW, and there's a bit of daylight onto the main straight.
That's exactly what Sean needed. There are only 3 minutes left. So we are looking. Oh, Sean couldn't get the car turned in.
Yeah. He's
that
struggling.
BMW was so hooked up on turn in.
Right. Drag race down to T1 chicane. Aiden will look, but he's too far back, I think. Mind you, look at this. Gosh. That Mustang's hurting. Straight line speed is 10 kilometers plus off the pace. Aiden thinks better of it. The Mustang cannot turn in. He's got nothing on the braking zone. He runs through, and I can hear his foot. Oh, there he is. It's another Mustang. It's a Steenkamp up ahead, and he rightfully lets that BMW go by and flashes at him. Quite a lot he flashes at him.
Just letting him know, I'm coming for you.
He's probably going, damn the damage, whatever happens, more flashing going on. So Sean Herrero unhappy, but nonetheless there goes Aiden Russell. Let's see if Ulrich can close back in on the Mustang. So Sean, it's not over for him with 2 minutes to go. Pretty much a lap, or we'll see. Actually, no. Leader's going to start his final lap now. So Mohamed Musa into Parabolica. And I'm sure this will be the last lap.
Yes.
We'll go on board for a little bit. Didn't get an announcement on that, but here we go. Moore down into T1, looking for the 150 board. hits the 150 board, climbs on the anchors. BMW obediently slows down through that chicane, and on he goes. Jason Farmer coming through that chicane. Ferrari looks nice through there.
Yeah, that was very stable for Jason Farmer. But what amazed me is just how that BMW just changed direction,
Oh no.
hit the sausage curb, and it just settled so nicely. And he was able to get that power off and going very, very quickly.
Right, Ulrich right here. If he's going to do it, it's got to be on this lap. Sean Loureiro is driving as hard as he can with that injured Mustang. That pony's only got 3 legs at the moment, but it's still limping along. Big gaps all the way through the field, ladies and gents, so you're not missing anything. I know we're kind of stuck here, but this is where the action is on track. Mustang through the chicane, and Ulrich follows suit. He's there or thereabouts, so he just can't, like, he can't cement the pass. He can't get there and pass him.
That is always that saying, it's one thing to catch a person, the next thing is to pass.
100%. Right, they'll be coming along, but let's watch our leaders as Mr. Musa, Project Vapor, the man himself, through the Parabolica for the final time this evening. And race done and dusted, I believe.
The leader has finished the race.
There we go.
There we go. Confirmation.
Jason Farmer, solid second place for him. Donny Steenkamp into the braking zone. Round he comes with the Mustang. A great result for Mr. Steenkamp. He was a ways down the field, but he's managed to do well. He brings it home for a good third place. And Aiden Russell in his pink muscle over the line for fourth. Sean Loureiro hangs on with the Ferrari right there, and Sean takes a good fifth. Ulrich de Jager over for sixth place. Then it's Ruan Heineke, Jiglov's gone. Louis Safontaine, yeah, he comes. Griffin Sim Racing getting home and bringing that car in for 8th place. Dion Fenter in his Ferrari, 9th place. And Brandon DeSantis rounds out your top 10. Still coming along strong with Nkulu in the big Mercedes, actually right here. So it wasn't over further back. Nkulu closed right up on him. And they head for the line. It's Brandon DeSantis, Nkulu, and Fred Conradi right there. And that's 9th, 10th, and 11th or 12th. And Rob van der Heever coming around Parabolica. And that's pretty much the race. The positions have changed as drivers leave. So we're going to go and get some drivers into the commentator's booth. We'll be back shortly as I try and get this camera system working again. I don't know why I struggle with this part of it. Are we... let me turn this camera off. Let's give us a sec or two and we should be live. Right, here we go. Over to you, Dylan.
So we're just waiting for Sean Loureiro to join us. He has finished third overall. I'd welcome Mohat and Jason in the interim. A difficult race, and it looks like these sprint races do definitely keep everybody on their toes. We don't have Sean yet, so let's go to you, Farmer. That first race looked like that you were just waiting for something to happen with the Project Vapor guys, and you were ready to pounce and hopefully take a win there.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had a little bit more pace. I think obviously Domingo was holding Mahat up a bit. But yeah, I wasn't actually expecting them to battle. I was expecting Domingo to just let Mahat run forward. But that didn't happen. So yeah, I was just literally trying to hold on as best as I could. Yeah, the stuff.
Look, and I can almost assure you that Isham and Mohat are both fighting for the championship. Mohat wants to double champion, and Isham wants to be a champion. So I'm pretty sure that they're
It's an all-out
remaining
battle.
they remaining nice and calm, but they definitely want to be fighting each other for the win there.
For sure, yeah. I saw
Just
a couple
between me and
sketchy
you.
brothers.
Just don't tell Mohat or Isham that.
Mm.
Mohat, let's go to you quickly. That first race must have been very, very, I'd say frustrating, but also at the same time, just what an amazing battle between the two of you.
Not frustrating. Funny enough, Dylan. It was actually fun. Um, yeah, there wasn't any team orders or whatever. I was happy to sit behind Isham. We started pulling a gap to Jason, so that's when he did the 10-minute mark. I said, okay, now let us start pushing each other. Yeah, so it got a bit. It wasn't wild. I mean, it was like
Yeah,
we gave each other nice enough space and everything. So it for me it was a whole lot of fun. But yeah, Jason was definitely there to pounce if anything did go wrong. So lucky enough, nothing did go wrong. But yeah, once we saw Jason obviously coming back at us, we said, okay, not we said, but we basically just maintained until the end. So first race was lekker. Second race was a bit unfortunate. I don't know if you guys caught it on the stream,
no,
but
we just saw the collateral damage afterwards, but didn't see the actual incident itself.
yeah, so unfortunately, Sham switched his car off there into the first chicane. So a bit unfortunate on that front. And then, yeah, Jason again, just keeping up that pressure there behind. So yeah, the gap was big, but Jason definitely kept me honest. So well done
What
to him as well.
was Aiden obviously also in the audio channel with you? Huh?
Yes.
So what was he having issues, or what was the problem with Aiden?
Well, I'm not 100% certain. We must go and see what happened in the chicane.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yes,
He had a
yeah.
drama at the chicane. Okay.
So he was also caught in that whole drama in the chicane, and yeah, unfortunately, he dropped down a bit, but yeah, he showed his grit
He
to come
did.
back up. Well done to him. That was a phenomenal drive, especially in the first race. It's very difficult to keep up with guys and to catch up with guys here at Monza.
Yeah.
So yeah, my hat goes off to him as well.
I do have a question, Mahat, because that car looked extremely supple over some of those curbs. Were you running a low wing, very, very soft, high mechanical grip setup? Just for the
Um,
fans at home.
It was a soft setup, but I don't know if Hisham went with the zero wing, but I kept that two wing for Ascari because
Yeah.
yeah, we want the car to be planted there. We don't want it to do anything sketch. So I just kept the car comfortable in yeah, and obviously soft enough to drive over those curves. So it was it was solid. It was solid.
An absolute amazing drive. And thank you so much for joining us again. This does just help that first place in the current championship, and I'm pretty sure that once we go to the next 75 minutes, we'll be able to do your last to first challenge again, possibly. Now that you've got some points banked, just throwing that out there.
Are we putting money on this one, Moat?
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. I'm happy to take up any challenge that you guys throw at me. It's just
Awesome.
with these short sprint races, it's a bit difficult. So I'm not at that level yet. Wishing I could be at that level. But yeah, I'm happy to take on that challenge and let's see what happens at 4 o'clock.
What? You were quicker in the second race at nighttime than you were in the first race. Is it a matter of you don't see the dangers and you just, is it muscle memory? What's the deal? How can you be quick at night?
Um, Look, we also spoke about it in the Discord as a team. Something also being in the BMW like forever, as you guys know, obviously.
Yep.
one thing that we have noticed is that when the track is at like these cooler conditions, especially nighttime,
Okay.
the BMW just comes alive.
Yeah. Okay. So it was track temp at the end of the day. We ran a 17 degrees at night, and you got into the 46s, which is legendary times for Monza.
Yeah, like I said, Jason was keeping me honest. It might have looked like it was easy for me, but yeah, it was a bit sweaty. Like I said, Jason drove a phenomenal race there in that second stint.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well, guys, to all of those that joined us on the stream, thank you very much. We saw those comments coming in. A big thank you to our sponsors, that is NAG, so nag.co.za. They will be at Rage 29th, 30th, and the 1st of December. So Rage is happening. A big thank you to VA Auto as well as Assaultec Tuning. And then don't forget our sponsors, ALM Solutions, who do our service. Guys, thank you very much. Alan, any last words from you?
I do. Aiden's chatting on the YouTube saying, I tried to do the last two first. Musa's too quicker.
Well, look, Aiden, it doesn't really work when you say Aiden. It doesn't work. You have to say Russell and the pink muscle. Maybe you should just join him at Paul Ricard and just follow him on the way through. Let's see what happens.
Excellent, gents.
Right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week for Paul Ricard. Looking forward to that. Keep practicing, keep racing, and thanks for watching. Yos.
Cheers all.